The call from King Edward III for a private meeting held the element of intrigue for Sir Hyatt Laidley. News that there would be such an event was whispered to him at a banquet several days before by the king's son, Edward of Woodstock, the Black Prince. Hyatt had awaited the order since, bristling nervously, excitedly, at every sound that might be an approaching page with a message from the king. Hyatt had just celebrated the anniversary of his birth, which marked 30 years. In his short life, he had accrued a great reputation as a warrior, not the least of which was a valuable service to the young prince in the Battle of Crécy 9 years before. Since that time, the Black Prince had been his devoted ally and undoubtedly had sung Hyatt's praises to the king. Hyatt listened abstractedly to the sound of his chain mail jingling as he passed through the arching galleries of the palace, on his way to the king's bedchamber. Behind him he could hear the loud thudding footsteps of Sir Gervin, the giant who accompanied Hyatt everywhere. Hyatt stopped before the king's door and nodded to the guard, stiffening his spine and holding his head proudly. He was instantly admitted. Hyatt found the king, the Prince of Wales, the king's third son, John of Gaunt, and a few men he did not know, seated about the room. He fell to one knee before his king. "My liege," he saluted. "Rise, Sir Knight," the bold King Edward ordered. "You will find that this is an informal conference, and you may abandon all airs." Hyatt stood quickly, and Prince Edward came forward, extending a hand in friendship. "Be at ease, Hyatt. I have told the king about your astute wisdom and enviable battle skills. These are ministers," he began, waving an arm toward 3 seated men. "And," he continued, "my brother John. And this is a Baron of Flanders, Lord Laverne. Now, a cup, my friend, and a chair. We'll be brief and secret." They were determined to be quick, as if the time set aside for this meeting had been minimal. The king launched immediately into his discussion. "My son tells me that you are a good knight, strong and rich. In fact, he is pompous, for he calls you the best there ever was." King Edward chuckled. "This was said, no doubt, to save embarrassment, since you saved his life in Crécy, and he maintains it would take a warrior more fierce than he to save his life. True?"